Hey everyone, I am super excited today because today I get to introduce you to Jasmine Star. And even though I hated her on site, because if she can look like this at, I don't even know, at the butt crack of dawn, whereas I look like this at 5 p.m., I absolutely hate her. But I think we can tolerate her for just the next 30 minutes because she has some really big wisdom bombs when it comes to Instagram. Jasmine is a branding, marketing, and mindset strategist and coach for creative entrepreneurs. And I love her presence. I love her branding, but I also especially love the way she shows up on Instagram. And because I suck ass at Instagram, I don't even know how to work that shit. I'm so excited to have Jasmine here with us today so she can spread some pearls of wisdom about Instagram with all of you guys here. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Good morning.
And see,
well, good morning from out here in California. It's just after 7 a.m. So good morning or good evening, wherever you're in the world joining us.
See, so now she's taken it one step further. I just told her that I hated her, and she just started with this really sweet smile and this Miss Goody Two Shoes. I'm hating you more by the minute, Jasmine. Stop it. Please be a bitch so I don't feel bad.
No, not at all, Bushra. Here's the thing. You have to start pleasant, right? And then we bring out the feistiness as we go on. So girlfriend, I'll be diminishing that hate in no time.
Excellent. So she's one of those. Oh my God. Thank you so much, everyone. All of you guys who are joining, please, if you're here, say hi, tell me that you're here and validate our existence. Also, please take a moment to share this because I'm pretty dang sure what Jasmine has to say is going to be unlike anything that you've heard before because I have been stalking her shamelessly and I know that she's awesome at what she does. So I'm just going to make sure people are here. Yes. Okay. My people say that I look bitchy and that you are very nice. Okay. Liz, thank you so much, darling. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I am also going to go ahead and share this. But before I share this, I am going to drop a big bazinga on Jasmine because I've been dying to ask this question. And I don't even know who to ask this question to. So I'm going to ask you that question, Jasmine. What do you think is the ickiest, yuckiest, slimiest thing you see people do on Instagram?
This is something we all see all the time. And so I'm just going to call it for what it is. It's shameless self-promotion. Is like when we use Instagram for business, our objective isn't to look cool, isn't to sound smart, and isn't to be amazing. Our objective should only ever be, how can I serve my audience? What can I do to get them closer to their dreams, service them, diminish a fear, or get them closer to where they want to be as a person? When you can use Instagram or any other social platform to say, it's not about me, it's how I can help you, then that changes the entire trajectory and the community that you're building around your business.
Okay, I love this. It's such a succinct answer, but it is so loaded. So, I talk about that all the time, but in Instagram, I want to know how to do it because honestly, I feel like I look at Instagram and I look at, okay, there's this place where you show pretty pictures of yourself that will make anyone who knows you in a past life look at you and think, oh my God, I wish I had this. And they don't, right? So how can you not be self-promotional? Because that's what the platform entails. To me, when I look at Instagram, that's what it entails. You need to be pretty and you need to have booty shots and you need to, so tell me, goddess, how do you use a platform that is so self-promotional and not appear self-promotional?
I think it's going to be broken up in three main ways. And it's going to be, number one is visual. Like we have to understand that despite how much we have distinct feelings around Instagram, it was created as a visual platform. So if you want to play in the platform, you got to, number one, have what I call scroll stopping images. And that could come from yourself. It can come from your dog, your kids, the products you produce. It's going to be a mix. Second piece is the copy. Because your photo only gets you so far. And if I'm going to be on Saint-Tropez in like a bikini, which one, I won't, not Saint-Tropez, and number two, not a bikini, so there's that. But either way, if that's what I'm going to be putting out, then I'm going to be attracting people who are there for that reason. But if I use my copy and if I'm strategic with the imagery that I'm using, I'm going to be attracting, first and foremost, human beings, How can I help you? And the copy is the thing that gets you to where you want to go as a point of differentiation. It's not just here I am looking extra cute, sipping a cappuccino in London. It's going to be, if I am in London drinking cappuccino, how did I get there? What are some things that I can help you with in your business so that you can ultimately drink a cappuccino? Or if I sell jewelry, if I sell pottery, if I'm an accountant, I'm going to be putting out, number one, imagery that stops somebody, and then the copy that converts them from just an average passive follower to, who is this person? And then the third step, which is the hardest, would be to get engagement. So we start off with imagery, we go to copy, and then we get to engagement. Now the engagement is going to be the key component because people can look at my feed and immediately assume things about me. I can't control what somebody else thinks or reads or feels, but I can control how I talk back to them. If they DM me, if they leave a comment, then they get to know that I am a real person. It ain't about me, it's what can I help you do? And I think that those three pieces, photos, copy, and engagement, are going to be the thing that no matter what people see on the surface level, they're like, wow, Bushra is the person. And I feel like however your personality is, lean in hard to that, because we can look at a variety of Instagram accounts, people who have these beautiful, glamorous lives in the tiniest ways and the fancy Lamborghinis. And then you have the complete opposite, stay-at-home mom with a dirty house, and yet she has millions of followers because she knows who she is. She is okay with her intention. She is okay with her presence. She says, world, here I am. You like me, you don't like me, I don't care. Look the other way. Instagram is free. You don't like what I'm pushing out? Don't follow me. And I think that when you embrace that ideology, you're going to be successful.
Oh, I love that. And as you were talking, so I had the question already in my head as you were talking, as in, how do you think is Facebook different from Instagram? Because I think that's one question that I need to get answered, because I think I understand how Facebook works, but I want to see the difference. And while you were talking, I could see what the difference is. I think the sense of individuality that exists in an Instagram feed is way more profound than it is on Facebook. But I want to hear from you. How do you think that, because I see a lot of people, and I do the same sometimes when, their Instagram feed is linked to their Facebook, but somehow it falls flat. It works on Instagram, but it doesn't really work on Facebook. And yes, I know it boils down to respecting the medium, but what do you think is the core difference between these two mediums and how we can leverage both these mediums?
Well, let's just take things from a numeric and statistical standpoint. There are 2 billion people on Facebook at this time and 800 million people on Instagram. So the platforms, just by size alone, are very different. Your reach on Facebook is going to be very different. Now, there are things like, when I talk about respecting the platform, there's a very good chance that what performs really well on Instagram will not perform at all as well on Facebook. And so I've understood that there are 2 types of people, different types of people. Now, there is, of course, a crossover, but by and large, exactly what you identified is that you are pushing forward more of a personal brand and identity on Instagram. And on Facebook, there's going to be more diversity. It's going to be about community. It's going to be about your tribe. It's going to be about the thing that you sell. And so I think that that ideology is that when you're on Facebook, people are there for more conversations, and on Instagram, it's more consumption, which is why, ads perform better across the board on Facebook than they do on Instagram, because that's where people talk and share, and it's community, and it's slower moving platform. People have a tendency to scroll slower versus Instagram, where it's a much faster kind of pagination through the app. So you're attracting 2 different types of people who want 2 different types of information. And I think that videos perform really well on both platforms, but they just perform better, longer watch times on Facebook. People are there navigating the app very differently.
Oh my God, I'm loving this. And there are people who are here who are like, okay, so Liz says, Jasmine, are you also a model? So okay, yeah, there is no humble answer to this, honestly. But you got to answer because she just asked.
No, I'm 100% not a model. I thank God for makeup, thank God for concealer, and thank God that I'm sitting at a distance from the camera. All the bags and stuff. No, but I'll pass the kind words on to my mom and my dad, because I have no control over how I look. So thank you, though.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Stephanie says you are her favorite, which is awesome, because Stephanie is a really talented photographer. And I feel like someone who is in that space, they feel very comfortable using Instagram because they see it as a visual platform. But because when you said it has three components, I really understood what you mean. Because even though it is a visual platform, you don't have to be a photographer to leverage the platform, right? And that's, I think, one thing that scared me for the longest time from jumping onto Instagram, because I was like, I take the shittiest, as in I would mess up any photograph. Give me Angelina Jolie and I'll make her look like a pig. I am so good at messing up photographs. So I was like, I can't do it. But now when you were talking about it, I realized that yes, it actually has three components. So could you talk a little bit more about how someone who does not have a visual business, someone who's not selling jewelry, or is not a photographer, or is not into pretty things, how can they leverage the platform?
I strongly adhere to this ideology of creating categories. Now I'm going to get to your question in a second, but before I can answer that question, let's talk about the things that you are okay sharing with on behalf of your business. So if you don't have a product and maybe your business isn't personality driven, and that's totally okay. But you are selling something. If you have Instagram for business, you're selling something. So let's just say that you are an accountant or that you're a baker or whatever the case may be. I strongly advise people to come up with 9 to 12 categories that you share specifically on Instagram, because it's such a big, beautiful platform, but it can also be very overwhelming. Like, what do I post? How do I talk about my business? So when you can narrow down, number one, what am I comfortable sharing? Number two, what do I not want to share? Some people are not okay posting pictures of their kids. Great. You set the parameters for yourself. It's your business. And then what I want you to do is to create categories that talk about your business without necessarily having to talk about your business. So for example, if I was a baker, one category would be one of the things that I bake: a birthday cake, brownies, cupcakes. Now, I obviously am going to be posting pictures of the thing that I sell, a brownie. But what about the ancillary feelings, the emotions that are connected to the thing that I'm selling? Because if I can parlay the emotions or the idea of freedom, of joy, because when somebody's buying a wedding cake, they're not buying a cake. What are they buying? Memories.
I love this discussion.
When a mom, the fondest memories that we have as kids is if maybe our mom or grandmother or parent took us out of school and we went and did something fun, right? So if I had a bakery, I would, yes, take pictures of the brownies that I'm selling, but I would also incorporate emotions around the thing that I'm selling. So if there's a little Johnny and his mom and they walk into the bakery and his mom buys him a brownie, the goal for me as an entrepreneur would be to take a picture of Johnny eating his brownie, and then the copy would convey, I make great brownies. The copy would convey, Johnny isn't eating a brownie, Johnny is taking a bite out of joy. Bring your child in for 10% off our brownies. So you're talking about the brownie, but you're not talking about the brownie. And
you're making it really hard for me not to hate you. This was amazing. Oh my God, I love this tip. Dude, people, stop everything, drop everything, take notes, because I'm taking notes. I'm in my head. But this is awesome, because this is the way we create content. But I love the way you just literally wrote the entire news feed, entire Instagram feed for us. So please carry on. I'm sorry, I got too excited.
No, Bushra, I love this. I seriously think that we should, get together every single week and have these conversations, because you give me life. Like, your energy gives me life. So we're good. We're really good. But I think that was going to be the main thing, going back to the answer is, how do you sell something when it's not very visible? And I think that if you were to take a step back, you can have photos. Let's say you're an accountant. How do you show pictures on Instagram about being an accountant? And now, to be fair, I don't really see a lot of accountants on Instagram pushing their business. And not saying it's not done, but I just think that platforms like Facebook, maybe Pinterest would probably be a little bit closer to the thing that they want. But either way, if I was an accountant, I'm picking a profession that I think is really difficult to convey. I would have categories that break on, like, what do I do? Which I would have like spreadsheets, computers, my favorite programs. I would talk about where I work. Now, I could work at a Starbucks. I could work at a local coffee shop. Maybe I have my own studio. How do I send my documents to my clients? If I want to sit out and create a personal brand, if I was an accountant, I would send all of their tax documents, but I would wrap them in twine and then stick a sprig of lavender in it and ship it to them. So it's less intimidating when they open their tax documents. But what do I do on Instagram? I take a picture of the packaging as a division of what I am doing. How do I send my packaging? That's another Instagram post. Me working with a client, or what's the emotion that somebody feels when they get their amazing tax return? elation, joy, freedom, vacation, all of these things can go through and appear visually on their feed. So that when you say, I'm a tax accountant who funds your yearly vacation, right? All my content should be tropical and wonderful and amazing and good food. And again, we're not talking about the thing I'm selling. We're talking about the end result after you hired me.
Oh my God, this is awesome. And again, kind of similar to what we do on in our businesses anyway, kind of similar to basic copywriting 101. But I never really thought of how it could actually work equally well on Instagram. I think the only difference is picking up your phone and actually capturing that moment, right? Capturing that emotion. And I think now when you say it this way, it's really nice. It's really possible for me to visualize that. I talk about all the time about painting a picture with your words, and that's all great. But I think Instagram gives us the ability to paint a picture with the picture, right? So you're trying to make them feel an emotion, but you're actually doing it with an actual picture. So that text document with the lavender, that picture of the vacation, I think it really captures the emotion really well. I love that. And so that's one part. I love those ideas. What is your advice on sharing your slice of life stories on Instagram? So nothing to do with your business in particular, but your slice of life stories on Instagram. Do you recommend it? Do you think it affects your credibility, or do you not recommend it?
So I'm going to answer in a way that you might not expect. And I'm going to say, you shouldn't care about what I think. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't care what you think. I don't care what anybody else thinks. The only person that I care about and that I want you to care about and our audience to care about is who they're selling to.
Excellent.
If you are not selling to me, my opinion about what you're putting out doesn't matter. Now that we are all on the same page, that the only people we care about is our tribe, our community, and the person who's selling from us, then we can understand the psychology of what he or she wants to see. There are some people who don't want to see pictures of children and like messy faced Cheerios and food on the floor and the dogs waiting beneath like the high chair waiting for scraps. There are people who don't want to see that. And then there are other people who live for that type of content, the realness, the authenticity. Now, there are other people who think it's not professional to post pictures of their spouse or their business partner. And I get that often. It's like, wow, it's like the Jasmine show on your Instagram feed. And I'm like, I know, I hate it. I am a photographer. I prefer to be behind the camera all the time, but I also have to understand that there's no greater way to build a level of trust than through photographs of yourself, which is why real estate agents, which is why babysitters, which is why public figures all have a picture of themselves, because we as humans read other people by the look in their eye, the makeup of their face, and say, I think I can have a beer with that person. It's so crazy, but we have to understand that we as business owners should be able to show a division of ourselves. Whether or not you have a personality brand, a personal brand, or if you have a very strong business structure, the idea of showing yourself, your team, who makes up the culture of your company is very, very important.
This is brilliant. I'm going to ask a question here because it's kind of, it bothers me because it aligns with what you said in the beginning. And I feel like that's probably something that stops me and stops a lot of people. It would be, too many selfies. Does that not make you look like a bloody narcissist? Now, I have, so as an example, I can see a selfie with an interesting caption that starts an engagement and starts a conversation. But a selfie just for the sake of selfies with like 12 hashtags, somehow I feel, maybe it's because I'm almost 40 and I'm kind of hovering at the edge of my grave. I feel like I'm not starting a conversation. It looks really self-absorbed. So again, even though you gave this really interesting disclaimer, you said, don't worry about me, worry about you people. And I get that. But you said that the biggest mistake we can make is to make it too self-promotional. Won't that classify as too self-absorbed? And if yes or no, then what is a good ratio that would actually make you not look like a self-absorbed asshole?
Well, to be totally fair, you can have one photo or 1,000 photos and people will still think that you're a self-absorbed asshole. Like
that's true.
Like
that's absolutely true.
You can't serve everybody. And
you can't.
It really depends on what you're selling, right? Like if I'm a fashion blogger, you better believe that there's going to be 1,000 selfies. If I'm selling clothing and I'm the derivative and I'm the stylist, you better believe there's going to be a lot of selfies. If I'm selling hair, there's going to be a lot of selfies. If I'm selling essential oils, there's going to be a lot of selfies. There's going to be a division of a thing if they are buying a part of who we are. So for instance, if I sell education, how many people sell social media solutions on the web? Millions. How many people sell Instagram information? Hundreds of thousands. You have to get a very clear idea of who you're going to be investing in. And at least specifically speaking on Instagram, I develop trust much faster by having photos of myself and writing personal components. But for instance, yesterday was a picture of myself, surprise, surprise. But I talked about a very difficult conversation that I had with my husband and business partner about really pursuing the thing that I fear that I want to do in spite of fear. So yes, the caption was about me, and yes, the caption was about my business, but I'm like, this is how I processed it. This is the advice that he gave me. And then I shared it with my audience because I'm guessing that there's a lot of entrepreneurs who feel the same dang way. So yes, it's about me, but more it's about my audience and sharing that journey. And here's the thing, a lot of people who unfollow me, and you want to know what I say? I don't care. If I no longer serve you in a way that's helpful, there's the door. But I will say that for the people who decide to remain, they just feel like it was a breath of fresh air. And to that, I say sayonara. I'm good with it.
This is beautiful. Oh my God. Hey, madam, you have balls of steel. All of my salutes to you for that. That is awesome. The second thing I will say though is that I can see where you're coming from. And I think that's kind of a mental block that I'm sure there are people in my audience who also have that fear. I myself have that fear. And I think this is something that we need to work on internally, because again, if you want to go into a visual platform, you want to sell your brand and you want to stop the scroll, which you talked about in the beginning. The best way, honestly, for you to do that is to use your own face. And if we keep equating it, I'm going to just say myself, if I keep equating it with narcissism or being self-absorbed, then I'm the one who's losing. No one else is losing because I'm not using the platform to its full ability. So I love that point that you made, that it is a visual platform and you're selling yourself, not in a creepy way, but essentially we are selling ourselves, right? You'll definitely get a better rate than I would, but, but that's besides the point.
Like besides us like speculating, I'm a firm believer in numbers. Numbers don't lie. Yeah. And there was an article, I believe on either Medium or Mashable, that said photos perform 36% better when there's a face in the photo on Instagram. So what does the study show?
It's
that
closed.
Humans want to see other people. And so I feel like that's very, very, very important. And one thing to take into consideration is that we feel a lot of responsibility to be producing these really great images all the time. But I mean, there's so many hungry photographers out in the world who would love to obviously collaborate with you. I mean, and I am a firm believer in batch producing imagery so that I'm not chained or tethered to Instagram all day. So you can hire a photographer once every 6 weeks and you say, I need these photos. You literally say, I need a photo of my hands. I need a photo of me working the computer. I need a photo of me at the distance. And you really just create content that you can have as a cachet of images to connect with your audience. It's not about overwhelm. It's about being strategic.
I do that for my Facebook ads. Why am I not doing it for my, because again, when you do a photo shoot for your Facebook ad, so as an example, what you said, I will 100% agree. And I will just share that one tip. I will just share one measly tip from me, even though it's not really a tip, it's stemming from what Jasmine said. But when I did my photo shoot, I didn't do photo shoots of, essentially, I wanted Monica to make me look pretty. That she had to do. She was getting paid to make me look pretty. But other than that, I shot a lot of pictures that were capturing an emotion, right? So there were pictures me being surprised. There were pictures me telling people to hurry. There were pictures me being nasty because I was going to use them on my Facebook ads. You know, kind of, there's the one pointing to my watch. And again, why aren't we doing it for Instagram? Because we should be doing it, right? It is a visual platform. This is what we should be doing. So excellent. Now I have a use of all these pictures that I took. Oh my God. Thank you, Jasmine.
Oh, good.
Oh my God. We have so many questions from people. So I'm just going to ask those questions. Okay. What happened? Did we drop? No, we didn't drop. We're fine. We're still here. Are we here? Can you guys see us? Guys, if you can see us and you are enjoying it, please take a moment to share this broadcast. Please tell me what's going on, because I don't know why people are saying they can't see us. I think we are live. Okay. one question that is coming up, I'm just going to quickly look through all of those questions. There are people who are saying that we've seen a fall, we've seen a drop in our reach and our visibility with Instagram. Is that something that they can do to fix it? Is that a forever issue? Is there no way around it? Or do you recommend anything to fix that?
It's going to be that every time Instagram changes the algorithm, it's going to force us to reconfigure our approach to it. So I first and foremost want everybody to take a deep breath and understand that it's happening across the board. It's not like all of a sudden you are doing something wrong. There are changes that are happening every month, every couple of months on Instagram, and your only job is to continue staying the course. Watch what's happening. And there are oftentimes too that Instagram does a periodic clean of fake accounts. So all of a sudden, if you see like there's a drop, or if you see that people aren't engaging the way that they were, it could be for a myriad of reasons. But you have to understand, if you know that you are creating content for your ideal client that's not always self-promotional, even though we understand that promotion does come, and you know that you can keep your post, your promotional post about 20%, and your amazing, engaging, entertaining, aspirational content to 80% of what you're producing, then you just stay the course and you'll be attracting people over time.
I will agree with this, even though honestly it's such a comprehensive answer. There isn't really nothing much to add. But because there were a few people sharing, they were crying about this new news that Facebook feed will be divided and people will not be able to see our posts. And my response to that was, listen, Gmail did the same thing a few years ago. They put all of our emails in the promotions tab. What happened? Nothing. When people are looking forward to your email, they will go to the promotions tab. They will fish out your email and read it. My emails often end up in spam. People go fish it out from spam. It's not because I send dick pictures. I don't even have dick or pictures, but it was something to do with my issue with Entreport. But the reality is, like Jasmine said, if you are sharing something that's of value and is interesting and entertaining, people will come and find you. It does not matter. Yes, your reach will dip, but people will come and find you. That is a promise. That is for sure. So follow our instructions and you will be okay. Two more questions. One was from Dalila, and she said, and that's a question that I have too as well, where since Instagram does not allow us to add links, now that's one difference from Facebook or from Pinterest, right? They cannot click on the image and go to your website, at least if you have less than 10,000 followers. Is there an easy way to convert those followers into website traffic or into, convert them into subscribers? Are there any tips that you can share?
Absolutely. I don't ever think that anything that's easy is worth doing. So if you're looking for an easy answer, you're probably not going to find it from me. But what I will say is that if you can create a compelling way to move people from Instagram to an opt-in, if you have a really great lead magnet, then that's going to be awesome. So for myself, my lead magnet is to download 5 free stock photos. So if you go to my Instagram profile, people can download 5 free stock photos. So I gave them a gift in exchange to building trust. And I feel like, and that's a lot of what my audience is there for. They're on Instagram specifically being like, how do I find images? How do I write copy? What do I do on Instagram? So I want to make sure that my lead magnet, my only one exit link. And one thing to note is that you do get multiple exit links, like only on stories, and you have to have a business account and you have to have more than 10,000 followers. But I do not use a business account. I actually have a personal account because to me, I'm watching what's happening on Facebook and understanding that Facebook has divided the business pages and the personal pages. And I think that they're going to do the exact same thing in a short amount of time on Instagram. Right now they're testing the waters because they understand that these platforms have billions and millions of people that are monetizing without giving a cut back to the person who's part of it, right? So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna kick it on the personal platform. Do I wish people can swipe up from my stories and go where I wanna go? Yes, but it comes at too much of a cost for me, at least right now.
And another tip that I will share here, even though I'm not an Instagram expert, but I love this. Even if you have a private, personal Instagram profile and you still want to send people, what you can do is you can link your personal Instagram account to your business Facebook page. And once you start running ads, you can run an ad for $2 a day, just $2 a day, and run it only for Instagram. It will only show on Instagram and it will have a clickable link. I'm doing that for my book right now and it's converting really well. So you can still do that. You can still use your personal Instagram profile and link it to your Facebook ad manager page. Okay, one last question. We only have time for one last question, guys. I'm so sorry. Which was this question on building, going further on the categories that you mentioned. You said 8 to 10 categories. So any specific tips that you can give other than the one, because I think you gave a golden tip when you said focus on the emotion. Are there any other specific tips or process that you recommend they follow when deciding on the categories?
Instead of the processes, let me give you a few examples of people in different genres so people can start seeing the pattern.
Yeah.
So I follow a public speaker. She's a motivational speaker, and she talks about the shoes that she buys that are brand new before she goes and walks up on the stage. So
whoa,
right?
genius.
I know it is genius because she's bringing her audience with her. So she has this beautiful pair of shoes that she'll Instagram and say, when I walk onto the stage tomorrow, I'm going to feel great about myself. So she's creating the start of a story. So her brand new Louboutins or Jimmy Choos, and then the next post will be her speaking on the stage. And what is she wearing? The pair of shoes. And so now it's become part of an identity. Now, is she selling shoes? No. Is she an evangelist for shoes? No, she's a public speaker, but the shoes point back to the thing that she does. I follow an author. She puts inspirational quotes as one of her categories. Now, is she an inspirational pen writer, a copywriter? No, but it's a way to point back to what she does without saying, go buy my book. I follow a portrait photographer. One of her categories, obviously, are the pictures that she's taking of kids, but also another category are pictures of her own kids. She's chronicling them getting older, wearing different costumes and doing different adventurous things. And these are all things that, yes, are about their business, but they don't have to talk about their business. It just shows it as a manifestation of their daily behaviors.
Oh, wow. I love this. I love these. So guys, these are golden tips. I am going on and implementing this. And there are people actually already saying, I want to share this with you because Annie said she just created a post on Instagram right now, listening to your tips. She applied it right now and she got 2 likes from people who did not know her right away. As in like less than 2 minutes. Oh my God, you are so awesome. Thank you, Jasmine. Okay. I'm just going to make that announcement here. She hasn't agreed to it yet, but I'm pretty sure we can bribe her into it. But we need to do a longer session with her. That's not a part of this. We don't have the 30-minute constriction, but I really want you to come back one more time so we can actually get all the questions. This was golden. Thank you.
Thank you. And if people want to continue the conversation in between us getting back together again, people can find me on all social platforms at Jasmine Star and at my website, mysocialcurator.com. There you're going to get a monthly subscription for a social media feed.
Excellent. And do you also have a course on Instagram that people can look at? Because
I do. It's Insta180, INSTA 180. Right now,
I will link it out.
Thanks so much. I think that there's going to be 2 main components for entrepreneurs to show up on social media. Know what you're doing on Instagram. Insta180 helps you with that. And Social Curator gives you stock imagery, things to say, an action plan every single month just for $25. $25 will grow your business. So thank you.
Oh my God, this is awesome. And this is gold. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for being here with us. I'm so honored and you are so beautiful. Can I stop gushing about how beautiful you are for a minute now?
Yes, please do. Please do. Nobody wants to hear it, Bushra. Nobody wants to hear it. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day. It's an honor, truly.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, darling. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Have a great day, everyone.